This facility, even though it's commercial demonstration, will make sufficient...
Since 2019, Mike Crabtree has been the president and CEO of the Saskatchewan Research Council. Shortly after being hired, two of his former business partners were added to the organization's board. Crabtree had partnered with the two men, Michael Meekins and Aaron Herman, on a company called Quick3. In addition, Crabtree was a trustee, shareholder, and advisor on another Mike Meekins company, Westbridge Capital, a private equity firm. Meekins and Herman have not replied to CBC's questions. An SRC spokesperson says government policy prohibits them from speaking during an election campaign. CBC asked Meekins, Herman, Crabtree, and the SRC for disclosure documents, but they have not answered. Board Chair Dennis Fitzpatrick says the problem with all of this, no one ever disclosed these relationships to him as board chair.
At no point were any of these former business or personal relationships ever highlighted, and they should have been.
Fitzpatrick says after first learning of these relationships, he began digging deeper and found something even more troubling. At one point, Crabtree sent an email to Fitzpatrick with big news. He said he proposed to the minister that SRC create a public-private partnership with Westbridge in a new rare earths facility. Remember, Westbridge is run by Michael Meekins, and Crabtree has ties to the company as well. Harrison approved Crabtree's pitch.
Single sourcing a contract to one of your board members? I can't think of a deeper pile of stuff to step in.
That prospective deal didn't go through, but Fitzpatrick says it highlights the danger of conflicts of interest. In an email, a spokesperson for the Research Council says Crabtree complied with all conflict of interest rules at all times. On January 11, 2022, Fitzpatrick told Minister Jeremy Harrison about what he'd found, but his message was not well received.
I gave him the information, and he indicated his displeasure. I think that's the best way of putting it.
Internal emails show right after that meeting, Harrison began the process of firing Fitzpatrick. When CBC asked why, Harrison said he'd received concerns about Fitzpatrick's conduct as board chair. But Fitzpatrick told us the minister had never raised any concerns about his behavior. He thinks that's a smokescreen. On January 19th, Fitzpatrick was officially fired by the provincial cabinet. That same day, Harrison received this letter from Fitzpatrick, which summarized their meeting together, outlining Fitzpatrick's conflict of interest concerns. At that point, Harrison made a surprising move. He asked Cabinet to reverse the firing of Fitzpatrick and make him the board chair once again.
If he's got serious issues with me, he shouldn't reappoint me. I mean, it's a clown show. He hired me the day he was reprimanding me.
Harrison told CBC he rehired Fitzpatrick because he had raised serious issues about Crabtree's conduct. We pointed out to Harrison that explanation doesn't make much sense because after Fitzpatrick raised those concerns in a meeting between the two men, Harrison fired him. CBC asked Harrison to explain the contradiction. He didn't reply. Eventually, Harrison did order an investigation of Fitzpatrick's concerns. The investigation found Fitzpatrick's allegations were not substantiated, and Harrison once again fired Fitzpatrick. But Fitzpatrick says that investigation didn't consider all the facts. Dane Patterson, CBC News, Saskatoon.